Hey everybody, it's Jason. Welcome back to the channel, and it's episode 3 of Big J Barbecue series, and we're going to be making an apple pie today. But I'm inside. So you say, why are you inside? This is Big J Barbecue. Don't worry, there's still a grilling component of this, but it's 107 degrees outside today, so we're going to do the cooking in the pan inside, and then we'll take it out to finish in the grill. So here we go.
So we start with some basic ingredients: cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, caramel sauce, apples, cornstarch, flour, salt, a bunch of different good stuff.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is get some crust ready so that it's setting while we're doing the rest of it. You can get your own pre-made crust if you want to, but this is a super easy recipe that is from my wife's side of the family actually, and it's really yummy, so we're going to do that. Basically, it's just going to be flour, salt, shortening, and some water. Pretty easy, so here we go.
So I always start by putting the wet ingredient in first. So I put the shortening on the bottom, that way the flour is on top of it. Then we're gonna need 2.5 cups of flour, which I skipped a bunch of because I decided to use a spoon instead of just dumping it in, because I'm brilliant like that. Cooking, as with anything, is a work in progress, always learning. Okay, we'll just add 1 teaspoon of salt. And then about 1/2 cup of cold water. So I pulled a bottled water out of the fridge because we're in Arizona and there's no such thing as cold water. Go ahead and close the lid. Secure it down, start it off on a nice low speed. And then I will slowly add the water as we go. And then you just let it run, maybe help a little bit by using a spatula on the edges to make sure all the dry stuff gets mixed in.
Okay, so this is a good consistency. You want it to be a nice ball that you can mold and roll and those sorts of things. Don't forget to use the dough hook too when you're using the KitchenAid, so that it doesn't, so that it'll help create the ball at the end. So, and you want to double this as well, because we're going to do a crust on the bottom and some crust on the top. So. Okay, so we're gonna get a kind of a bottom layer underneath the crust of really good sweetness. So first we're gonna put 4 tablespoons of butter into a cast iron skillet. Let that melt down. If you take my intelligent wife's advice, she would cut that into 4 pieces so that it would melt faster, but I didn't. So we're just gonna deal with it like this. Okay, now we're gonna add some light brown sugar in here. We're gonna stir it in really nice so it melts. Okay, so once it sets up like this, we're gonna let it just set for a minute, kind of form a little crust along the bottom, and then we'll add our pie crust on top.
So now we're gonna take our dough and try and mold it as best we can. I usually use my hands first, and then I move over to the roller. Get it all rolled out so it fits your pan. You can have a little extra too, because you could always trim the edges. You always want to make sure to clean any produce that you're using. And then we're going to go ahead and peel the apples as well. That's kind of a personal preference thing. You could probably do it either way, but we prefer it to be peeled. Then we're going to core and chop our apples into nice small pieces so that they cook within the time frame that we want them to. Give you a quick sneak peek of our lattice we'll use later. And back to coring and chopping. Alright, so we've got our apples, which this is about 6 good-sized Honeycrisp apples diced up, and I put a little bit of lemon juice in there, just a couple tablespoons to keep them from browning. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add this mixture to it, which is a half a cup of sugar, a quarter cup of cornstarch. We've got about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground ginger, and a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, all mixed in here. So we're going to put this over the apples. We'll mix them this way so I don't fling stuff around, and then we'll mix them the fun way in a second. All right, so we got that. Now the fun way. So yeah, it looks all nice and coated with that stuff. Now we're going to put it into the pie. Okay, so now we're going to put about half of the apples in here. We'll just lay them around here. We're going to take some caramel sauce. Make your own if you want to. This is just from the store. The other half. The rest of the caramel sauce. Okay, so now we have the filling all set up. What we're going to do is we're going to make like a lettuce across the top here. Just cut off the extras here in a minute. Okay, so there's the first 3. And to do the lettuce, to lift up the end 2. And then over the middle, you want to lift up the middle one. Like that. And then just like we did on the first one, tear off the overages here. So we just kind of took some of the extra dough and put it around the edge to finish it off, and we're just using my finger to make some little designs so it looks pretty when it comes out. Okay, so now our favorite part, we're actually outside grilling because Big J barbecues, right? So what we're gonna do before we put it on the grill is just a little egg wash over the dough. Help it brown up nice. Once we do that, we'll sprinkle a little cinnamon over the top too.
Good stuff. Okay, so we're gonna use the Pit Boss again today. It does have some hickory wood inside, but because of the high temperature, it's about 400 degrees. Probably won't get a lot of that smoky flavor, so just enough though to give the pie a nice taste. So go ahead and pop it open. Get her in on the grill. Okay, now we're gonna close her up for about 20 minutes, check on it, see how it's doing, and then hopefully in about 40 to 50 we'll be all done. Okay, it's been about 20 minutes, so let's take a look. Oh yeah, it's not cooking too fast at all, so I'm gonna move it to this side, just so we're even, because the heat comes from right in the middle, so now we got it even cooking. We'll put it on for another 20 minutes or so and take a look. All right, we're at about 40 minutes. Let's take a look. Oh, that is good right there. Maybe 10 more minutes or so. Get that crust a little more browned up. All right, so we gave it another 10 minutes or so. There we go. Man, if you guys could smell this crust right now. Oh, look at that. Yes. Time to take her inside. Okay, so there it is. Before I turn the camera on, you missed my wife going, oh. She's a happy camper, I think. Looks yummy. Okay, so through the magic of time, it's now nighttime because we just had a wonderful dinner, and this is our dessert for Father's Day. So we're gonna scoop it out. And by we, I mean my sous chef. You're not gonna be able to make it into a pie. I'm just letting you know. It's gonna just have to be a scoop. She's like, challenge accepted.
I mean, real.
It's just very liquidy. Oh, look at that. Okay then. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so the review, when I first took a bite, my wife said it should have been on camera because I said, oh, you've got to be kidding me right now. That's some good stuff. Good stuff. Do it again.